We live in a world where we have options for everything. What do you want to eat for dinner? What streaming network do you want to use to watch a show? And what kind of car you want to drive? What I like about watches is there's so many different options available. Sporty ones, like a chronograph or a dive watch, and more dressy options that are refined and sophisticated. There are also watches in various colors: black, gray, green, and others. In today's video, we will look at 9 watches featuring blue dials. You likely couldn't tell with how often I wear black clothing, but my favorite color is blue, and wearing a watch with blue on it just makes me smile. Let's take a look at the first watch.
The monster we have here is the SRP H75, which is another special edition Prospex that is part of the Save the Ocean collection. The monster has a thickness of 13.4 millimeters, a diameter of 42.4 millimeters, and a lug-to-lug distance of 49.4 millimeters. The textured gradient C blue dial features penguin prints surrounded by a minutes track on the outer rim, all under a Hardlex crystal. The watch features a magnified double day and date window at the 3 o'clock with luminous hands and markers. The screw-down crown is positioned at 4 o'clock and has 200 meters of water resistance. The monster is powered by Seiko's in-house movement, the caliber 4R36, which has a 41-hour power reserve. The 20mm wide stainless steel link bracelet is brushed and polished with a twin push-button safety clasp that is adjustable by 5 positions. The bezel is unidirectional with 120-click elapsed timing. 5 Sport is the replacement of the XKX collection. I will note, with how popular the XKX was, it's a little confusing. Seiko discontinued it, but the new Seiko 5 Sport does provide some great upgrades. The stainless steel case has a thickness of 13.4 millimeters, a diameter of 42.5 millimeters, and a lug-to-lug distance of 46 millimeters. The crystal is Hardlex and Lumibright on the hands and indexes. The automatic movement is the caliber 4R36, which has 41-hour power reserve, 21,600 beats per hour, and 24 joules. The dial is a lovely sunray blue and includes a day and date calendar. The bezel is aluminum and unidirectional. The stainless steel bracelet is 22 millimeters wide and includes a 3-fold clasp with secure lock and a push-button release. The Ray II collection, a predecessor of the Komatsu, but a watch that offers a lot of bang for buck. The price is $153. The measurements come in at 41.5 millimeters without the crown and a case thickness of 13 millimeters. The Ray II has the Orient caliber F6922, day and date at the 3 o'clock, and a water resistance of 200 meters. The stainless steel bracelet reminds me of the one found on the Komatsu. Overall, it is nice and wears comfortably. At the $150 price range, you will be hard-pressed to find a nicer steel bracelet. The Hamilton Intra-Matic has a vintage-inspired, sporty and classic design with a distinctive blue panda dial. The dimensions have a case size of 40 millimeters, case thickness is 14.45 millimeters, and the bandwidth is 20 millimeters. The watch is well executed and is a modern take on a 1968 signature piece. The watch is powered by the Swiss automatic H31 movement, which is the base of the 7753. Has a power reserve of 60 hours. The water resistance is 100 meters, which is quite nice for a chronograph. The crystal is sapphire, anti-reflection with the screw-down crown. The retail price is $2,245. Has a solid case back, which is decorated. Fully polished case, which is done very well. Date window at the 6 o'clock. Although the watch is a bit larger, it does wear comfortably on the wrist and does not look as big as you would expect from the dimensions. The Seiko 5 Sport Field SRPG collection offers an in-house automatic, a day-date complication, and 100 meters of water resistance, all for around $200. It's a true complete package and among the best overall values in the industry. The SRPGs offer a sleek, no-nonsense design that'll go from the water to hiking trails to the office without skipping a beat. Seiko has accomplished something really special with their SRPGs. At first glance, the dials are the first noticeable feature of this collection. The more I look at it, the more I love it. The dial is the main show of the SRPGs. The first thing that draws the eye is the contrast between the applied Arabic hour markers and the matte dials. The Timex automatic M79. Retail price of $199. The M79 spawns from the Timex Q reissue collection. The M stands for mechanical, and the 79 was the year the original Q was released. The black and blue colorway gives me the total Batman feel without the Rolex price tag. The dimensions are a case size of 40 millimeters and a case thickness of 14.4 millimeters. Stainless steel case with polished surfaces. There is a domed acrylic crystal. The watch has a hidden lug design and an integrated bracelet which tapers from 22 millimeters to 16 millimeters. The bracelet has a woven design. The matte black dial has hour markers painted with luminous paint. The hour markers are applied onto the dial surface and surrounded by a thin, polished frame. There are 3 shapes for the hour markers to differentiate the 12, 6, and 9 with the rest of the dial. At the peripheral of the dial is a sub-second scale painted in white. Meanwhile, the 3 marker has been replaced by the day and date. Framed with white lines, the day and date complication uses matching black discs rather than the contrasting white ones. There are 3 rows of text on the dial. On the upper quadrant is the brand. The minute hands has the pencil design, with the hour hands has the Mercedes-like design, except for the Timex T. Each is filled with yellow luminous paint that pairs with the hour markers. For the second hand, a thin red hand is used. The watch comes with the blue and black aluminum insert for the unidirectional rotating bezel. The bezel has a ribbed outer edge for ease of rotating. The water resistance is 50 meters. Push-pull crown at the 3 o'clock, signed with the letters TX, and a display caseback, which shows the Japanese Miyota 8205 automatic movement. The Tuna, or also called Tuna Can, gets its name because of its shape. This particular Tuna is the Save the Ocean version, SRPG 59. The dial is beautifully executed with the blue and white gradient colors, reminiscent of Antarctic ice. There are also penguin footprints stamped onto the dial. The case diameter is 43.2 millimeters, thickness is 12.6 millimeters, and the lug-to-lug distance is 44 millimeters. The hands and markers are a classic Seiko design with LumaBrite. The second hand features a loomed counterbalance. There is also a date window at 4:30. The bezel is protected by a steel shroud that surrounds the case. Cutouts on each side of the shroud allow you to operate the 120-click bezel with ease. The screw-down crown at 4 o'clock operates the Seiko caliber 4R35 automatic movement, which features a 40-hour power reserve, hacking, and hand winding. The Tuna has a water resistance of 200 meters and a hard-lex crystal. Komandirskie 650852. Really gorgeous blue dial and bezel, 42 millimeter polished stainless steel case on a black 5-ring nylon Zulu strap. Comes with the 2416B self-winding movement, 31 joules, 31-hour power reserve, anti-shock, shock-resistant balance, and a screw-down crown. Has 200 meters of water resistance with the matte black dial, luminous hands and hour markers with the classic bi-directional bezel and the stainless steel caseback. The Bulova Sport Chronograph with the retail price of $180. The dimensions are a case size of 44 millimeters and a case thickness of 10.95 millimeters. The Pepsi colors gives this watch a lot of personality. Features 6-hand chronograph and 24-hour time dials. Comes on a 22 millimeter wide blue silicone strap with a tang clasp. The movement is quartz and the crystal is mineral. The dial is matte blue with an accenting hexagon pattern on the center portion and luminous hands and markers. The water resistance is 100 meters.